Hello, welcome to our classes. I am Dr. Keynes. This video tutorial is on multiple choice questions on macroeconomics. This is part 3rd. Now come to the questions. Number 1. Under equation C is equal to A plus BI, if B is equal to point A, what is the value of expenditure multiplier? So here, if you calculate, you will get as 5. So correct option is C, that you can do it by taking the values 1 upon 1 minus MPC. After all, now question number 2. In equation C is equal to A plus BI, A indicates A, consumption at zero level of income, B, average propensity to consume, C, MPC or marginal propensity to consume, or D, none. So here A is equal to, correct option is A, consumption at zero level of income. 3. Under Keynesian framework, income is measured along A, 450 line, B, vertical line, C, horizontal line, or D, none. The correct option is C, horizontal line. 4. Factor income of household sector is equal to A, factor payments by firms, factor income of firms, C, expenditure of households, or D, income of households. The correct option is A, factor payments by firms. 5. Those goods which are meant for final use of consumption are known as A, consumer goods, B, value added goods, C, intermediate goods, or D, all. The correct option is A, consumer. 6. A laptop purchased by a consumer is an example of A, an intermediate good, B, consumer goods, C, intermediate consumption, or D, none. The correct option is B, a consumer goods. 7. The policy relates to the taxation, expenditure, and borrowing of the government is known as A, monetary policy, B, fiscal policy, C, taxation policy, or D, none. The correct option is B, fiscal policy. 8. Which is the most liquid measure of money supply? A, M1, B, M2, C, M3, D, M4. The correct option is A, M1. Question number 9. If aggregate demand falls short of current output, it would result in A, business firms will cut production to keep from accumulating inventories, or B, business firms will expand production to keep from accumulating inventories, C, business firms will cut production to build up inventories, or D, business firms will expand production to build up inventories. The correct option is A, business firms will cut production to keep from accumulating inventories. 10. The expenditure multiplier is the ratio of A, the change in equilibrium output to change in the monetary base, B, the change in money supply to a change in the monetary base, C, the change in the money supply to a change in the autonomous expenditure, or D, the change in equilibrium output to a change in the autonomous expenditure. The correct option is D, the change in equilibrium output to a change in the autonomous expenditure. 11. In the Keynesian model of income determination, consumer expenditure includes spending by A, consumers on personal computers, B, business on personal computers, C, governments on personal computers, or D, all of the above, since computers are consumer durables. Actually, correct option is A, consumers on personal computers. 13. Under Keynesian model, aggregate expenditure is measured along A, vertical axis, B, horizontal axis, C, vertical intercept, or D, 450 line. Correct option is A, vertical axis. 12. The multiplier concept is important in the Keynesian model because A, it explains why a large change in autonomous spending has such a small impact on equilibrium output. B, it explains why a small change in autonomous spending can have a large impact on equilibrium output. B or C, it is crucial to understanding why changes in investment spending are viewed as the root cause of business cycles fluctuations. Or D, actually here correct option is D, both B and C of the above are correct. 14. Which of the following is an example of capital expenditure? A, spending on laptops by consumers, B, spending on power looms by business firms, C, spending on infrastructure by government, or D, both B and C. Actually, the correct option is D, both B and C. 15. Under simple Keynesian model, the aggregate price level A vary for a short period, B fixed in long run, C fixed, or D none. The correct option is C, fixed. 16. The well-known work formulated by J.M. Keynes: A. General theory of employment, interest and money. B. Principles of economics. C. Principles of modern trade. Or D. Modern theory of fiscal policy. Correct option is A. General theory of employment, interests and money. 17. Transaction demand for money is a function of A. Income, B. Interest, C. Price, or D. Inflation. The correct option is A. Income. 18. The value of MPC in Keynesian model is A. Greater than 0 and less than 1, or B. MPC is equal to 1, or C. Marginal propensity in fact greater than 1, or D. None. The correct option is A. Greater than 0 and less than 1. 19. According to Keynesian multiplier model, the value of the MPC is 0.75. What would be the value of the multiplier? If you calculate, so here like you calculate in the first question, here you will get A is equal to 4. 20. According to two-sector Keynesian model, the aggregate demand is A. Summation of consumption expenditure and investment expenditure, B. Consumption expenditure only, C. Investment expenditure only, or D. None. The correct option is A. Summation of consumption expenditure and investment. 20. Choose correct option. There are two statements. 1. Model assumes stickiness prices, or 2. Classical model assumes flexibility of prices. Options are A. Statement 1 and 2 are correct, B. Statement 1 only correct, C. Statement 2 only correct, or D. Both are incorrect. The correct option is A. Statement 1 and 2 are correct. 22. Interest rates and bond prices are A. Positively related, B. Negatively related, C. Not related, D. Either A or B. The correct option is B. Negatively related. 23. Keynes' motivation in developing the aggregate output determination model from his concern with explaining A. The hyperinflations of the 20s, B. With the Great Depression occurred obviously in 30s, or C. The high unemployment in Great Britain before World War I, or the high unemployment in Great Britain after World War II. Actually it is B. The Great Depression occurred. Why the Great Depression occurred? 24. Statement 1. There exists an inverse relationship between market rates of interest and price of bond. 2. The liquidity trap is a situation when at some very low rate of interest all asset holders become peers. Options are A. Both are incorrect, B. Both are correct, C. Statement 1 is correct and 2 is not correct, or D. Statement 1 is incorrect or 2 is correct. Correct option is B. Both are correct. 25. The foreign trade multiplier is the ratio of A. The change in equilibrium output to a change in import, B. The change in this money supply to a change in the monetary base, or C. The change in the money supply to a change in the autonomous expenditure, or D. The change in equilibrium output to a change in the autonomous expenditure. The correct option is A. The change in equilibrium output to a change in import. 26. An increase in planned investment spending causes aggregate output to A. Increase by an amount equal to the change in investment spending, B. Increase by an amount less than the change in investment spending, C. Increase by an amount greater than the change in investment spending, or D. Decrease by an amount less than the change in investment. Correct option is A. Increase by an amount equal to the change in investment spending. 26. The LM curve slope A. Vertical, B. Slope upward, C. Slope downwards, or D. Horizontal. The correct option is B. Slope upward. 28. Keynes assumed that the price level was fixed because A. Inflation was not a serious problem during the Great Depression. B. His primary focus was on output and employment. C. His primary focus was on interest rates and investment spending. Or D. Both of A and B are correct. Correct option is D. Both A and B are correct. 29 is correct. So that when income increases, a interest rate must fall to restore equilibrium in the goods market is actually the correct option. 30. The slope of IS curve, in fact it was not is rather IS curve shows. Here the correct option here is IS curve. Correct option in 30 is C, slope downwards. So this was all for this video tutorial. I hope that you have liked it, and if you have liked it, please do not forget to subscribe my YouTube channel, our classes, and do press the bell button so that you keep on getting notifications of further uploads, and forward it to many those who are needy now and in the future. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a nice time. Best of luck.